For all the latest from the world of motoring, hit that subscribe button and stay connected.
The Honda CBR 250R came to India in 2011 and was a huge success. It instantly filled a void in the Indian market for an approachable 250. Today, we are joined by Sudeep, who has been a long-time owner of the CBR 250R and knows exactly what this machine is capable of. Hi Sudeep, it's great to have you here again, and right away let's go all the way back. You were one of the first owners of the CBR in India. How's your experience been so far, and most importantly, why did you choose this bike?
Yeah, back in 2011 when I wanted to upgrade from 150cc, there weren't many options.
Okay.
So when I was looking, I heard of Honda coming up with the CBR 250R.
Okay.
And being a motorcyclist and knowing Honda, that was an easy choice, knowing that it's a reliable brand and all. So yeah, so that's why didn't have much options, Honda, so went that way.
So it's been a good 7 years, 8 years of ownership now. The Honda CBR 250R is known for its robust and reliable engine. How has your experience been with it?
So yeah, it's been 7+ years of ownership, and in these 7+ years, I've done close to 94,000 kilometers on this bike. Yeah, and throughout this 94,000 kilometers, my ownership, I didn't have any negative experience.
Okay.
I mean, most of the time it's been positive and pretty good.
Okay.
And the power, it's pretty much usable, be it on the highways or in the cities.
Okay.
Quite usable and quite a robust engine, very reliable.
Good bottom end torque.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one great thing. The bottom end is pretty good on this one. So even if you're in city traffic and you want to suddenly overtake somewhere, it's pretty good.
And any heating issues, being a fat bike?
No. I mean, I haven't faced any heating issues.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you will feel that the fan is running, but the heat dissipated is not coming onto your legs and thighs, and so no issues over there. Yeah.
And what about out on the highway? What is your average cruising speeds and stuff?
So on the highways, the safe speed which I feel is somewhere in the 120, 120s.
Okay.
That's when I know if something goes wrong, I can suddenly control also.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but for the bike, I think it can do a little more as well.
Okay.
But it's up to the person who is riding. Yeah.
There were some issues some CBR owners had with the shims issue, engine shim issues.
Yes, I mean, I think that's probably because of the way the engine is built. You have shims, so always, you might get a clearance issue somewhere. So in the course of your ownership, so it needs to, they need to replace the shims so that it adjusts the wall clearance and all. Yeah, so that's even I have had that.
Within how many kilometers would that be?
I think I had to do it once, and that was somewhere when it was around 35,000 or 40,000 kilometers.
Okay, so in 94,000 kilometers is once.
Yeah, that's only once.
That's
yes.
only one.
Yeah.
And what mileage are you getting out of it?
On an average, I get about 30.
30.
And somewhere, on the highways, I get close to 33, 34.
Okay.
And cities, sometimes it goes as low as 26, 27 also.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the gearing, what is it? I mean, in terms of it, is it easy to shift? Like it does, back in 2011, the slipper clutch was just a concept. But nowadays, they light clutch everything. But how is it on the CBR?
See, there's no comparison if you compare it to a slipper clutch, but the clutch is pretty light. Okay. The shifting is pretty smooth. Yeah. Yes. Only thing is, in the city, sometimes you have to shift, an extra gear sometimes to go down and all.
Okay.
But otherwise,
to get the right power.
Yes, to get the right power.
Okay.
But if you're on the right gear, you get pretty much good bump. Good. Yeah.
Now let's come to the handling and braking. The CBR, we always felt that it took the inspiration from the wrong brother, not the VFR, from the VFR and not from the bigger CBR brothers. But how is it, does it take the same VFR-ish, like, the heavy handling, or is it light or easy to handle like it's, the Super Sport brothers?
The CBR 1000RR and the VFR, two different bikes, and this is very different from, though it resembles like the VFR and the name is like the CBR 250R, just like
it's a combo of both.
But the bike, it's very small, compact, and nimble to use.
But from how is it in terms of city and track and all those kind of conditions?
Yeah, see, if you are a track junkie, I don't think you will enjoy it much. But if you are someone who likes to do a lot of city rides and do a lot of highway rides and all, you will probably enjoy a lot. That's where on the highway is where it feels at home. Yeah, so essentially the bike is a very small and compact package, and it's a very easy to ride bike. Anyone who is new to riding will find it very easy to ride. Yeah, it's very easy to ride. And if I have to talk about different aspects of the bike, the braking, mine is a non-ABS bike. It doesn't have ABS, so I was not getting the exact feedback or the bite. So I had to upgrade my the lines to the steel braided lines. So once I did that, the feedback was pretty good.
Now it's sharp brake.
Yeah, so it's very sharp now, so I can exactly get how much I'm applying the brake and the feedback.
You know what the tires are.
Correct.
So then tires.
Even the tires, yeah. So the tires, what came with this bike was Contigo tires. So me, including others, the CBR owners, we never felt that that was the right tire choice that Honda made. Because while riding on the highways or through the twisties and all, you could lose a little bit of confidence when you are doing corners and stuff like that with that tire. The grip also wasn't that great. Yeah, so I had to upgrade my tires as well.
But I believe you experimented with a couple of brands.
Yes,
I remember you talking earlier about Pirellis.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the first one I went was the Pirelli Sports Demon. Very good tire. Life was a little less, but very grippy tires.
How about 8,000, 10,000 is it?
Yeah, I think I got around 12,000, 14,000 kilometers on that one. Yeah. And after that, I moved on to Dunlop. Dunlop Tough Grip. Okay-ish, just like the Contigo. Yeah. Yeah, and then after that I moved on to the Michelin Pilot Street. So that's where I felt that that's the tire which they should have provided on this bike. You have very good lifespan with the tire. You have very good grip, pretty good actually.
And even in wet conditions, everything.
Even in the wet conditions, yeah, the grip is pretty good. So even in the wet condition, a couple of times, when I have gone to some of the hills and all, when the roads were wet, when I was, having fun, yeah. So, I didn't lose any confidence. Yeah.
So this held on to it. How much did the set cost, front and back? Do you remember?
I think 5,400.
So a set comes in about less than 9,000.
No, it will be around 9,000 change. Yeah. Comparatively, if you see the Contigos, it's much lesser.
But it's not fun.
Not fun, yes.
So it's been almost 8 years and 94,000 kilometers. So you're clearly in a good spot to tell us, take us through, especially what the service and service costs involved and parts costs, etc.
Yeah, 94,000 means a lot of services. And I have stick to the Honda service, service center, authorized service centers. Haven't gone anywhere outside because I've been getting pretty good service from them. With respect to the service cost, it doesn't really burn your pocket. If you're doing just normal service, that's your oil change, your air filter, oil filter change and stuff like that. Probably it will be somewhere in 2.5 to 3K. That's the max if you're doing just general service. Only when you have to change some of the parts, like if you drop your bike, probably some of these parts, you might have to
fairing,
fairing, plastic. So this bigger one, I think the last time I changed it was around 3-4 years back, and that time it cost around 800-900 bucks. But I think right now it's a little over 1,200, 1,300, I think. So over the time, I think the spare cost have increased a bit. I think that's the same for everything.
Yeah, and what about service intervals? What intervals do you maintain?
So generally for this bike, each service is after 6,000 kilometers. But in my case, I have done it somewhere, 5,000 kilometers, 5,500 kilometers, a bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the extra peace of mind.
Yeah, that's it. So for the brake pads, there's a difference between ABS and the non-ABS version.
Okay.
The non-ABS one comes with Bybre, which is a subsidiary of Brembo Bikes in India.
Okay.
And for the ABS version, you have Nissan.
Okay, Nissan calipers. Okay.
Nissan calipers.
Okay.
So the pricing is quite different. For the non-ABS one set would cost you around 800-850 bucks for one set. Whereas for the non-ABS one, the ABS one which has Nissan, it's almost double. I think 1,500, 1,600 for one set.
Huge difference in there.
Huge difference there.
So Sudeep, after so many years and so many kilometers of ownership, you're the right person to tell us, are there any upgrades or changes you can make to the bike to make the ownership experience better?
So if you have to talk about the changes, like I mentioned earlier, I've experimented with a lot of tires and finally found the right ones. You do have other Metzlers also. There are a couple of guys who are using that one. That's also pretty good. I haven't tested that yet, but for my kind of usage, I think
these are perfect.
These are pretty good, yeah. Other than that, the steel braided lines which I spoke about. Headlamps, it has a decent headlamp, but I wanted to try something different, so I had installed the LED headlamps.
Okay.
The new ones.
Is it better now?
I feel it's better. Yeah, I like the LED headlamps, and it's good for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
The new ones I think come with
the
stock.
Yes, the new one, the new ones have LED headlamps.
Okay.
Totally different setup than what I have. Looks nice.
Definitely.
I don't know how usable it is. Yeah.
Usually LEDs have a reputation of not being too bright on the road and everywhere else.
Correct. Yeah. So other than the LEDs, if you see the changes in the new CBR, the older ones had the combined ABS.
Okay.
And now there's a difference. They call it as a dual channel ABS. That's a little confusing for me right now because I don't know what it was there earlier. I mean, what is the technical difference?
Everybody believed it was dual channel before.
Yeah. So there's a little, the technicality. I don't understand what exactly it is.
Different.
Is it the same or is it just a name difference? So yeah, there's a change there. Other than that, the old and the new CBR is pretty much the same.
Even the specs remain the same.
Even the specs remain same. Even they come with the same tires.
Same configuration.
Same tires. Yeah, they haven't really heard the feedback on that one.
So essentially, it's a refreshed bike than.
It's just a refreshed bike. Personally, I would have expected them to launch a 300R. You were moving from BS3 to BS4. You could have probably bought the 300R because I think now the market is pretty much matured as compared to what it was 7-8 years back. And you have a lot of 300 and 400cc bikes right now, and probably Honda could have, brought in the 300.
300 has been there since 2012-13.
Correct. Yeah, it would have made more sense, more logical sense
to bring that.
To bring that one.
So Sudeep, thank you so much once again for joining us and talking about your bike. I'm sure a lot of new CBR owners would be interested to know how the CBR has performed over these last 7-8 years and what is exactly maybe different or new on the new CBR. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I hope so it really helps someone because back then when I was looking for a bike, we didn't have something like this. And I went with my gut feeling and I'm pretty happy that it worked out for me. But I think these experiences would help really someone who is looking to get a new bike.
So guys, that's what the Honda CBR 250R is all about. Simple, easy to ride and reliable. If you have any questions, please do ask them below and please do hit that subscribe button.